Good morning, YouTuber subscribers and friends and the like. It's Grant coming at you from a small county easement just before Phoenix, Arizona, on February, I believe it's, today's March 1st of 2026. Very bright because the sun is just barely coming up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I have a bit of content for you. I parked here last night at 9 o'clock at night last night because it's just outside of Phoenix. I didn't want to come into the city to park. The road is pretty busy this morning with people going into work on a Sunday too, I think. I parked here last night and then I started getting an ATV circling every now and then and like turning around and stuff, and I thought he was out playing around, and then he would park down there and started flashing or putting on his brights as bright as he could, and they were like some bright off-load lights that lit my whole cab up from a little bit of a distance down there or so. And he started doing that once an hour, every hour for the next 2 or 3 hours. He'd come down there and flash his lights, and he'd put up his lights on solid bright for about 10 minutes, something like that, like they're side by side or something. Those deals. So he would do that for a while and then come back every hour, and I think he was trying to make it look like he was security or something, would go by, because security goes by once an hour and does that. That's what I thought it was at first. It was some kind of a security thing. There's a subdivision, a brand new neighborhood subdivision up the road that direction. There's a ATV or side-by-side playground down that way. And then if you take that road even further and off kind of a not maintained road, out that way is a municipal airport and another little town off that way that connects into this. These two roads, well, this one, pavement and everything, is definitely county maintained up until here. Which I made sure to look up last night before I even parked, because I wasn't for sure, because they have signs like that said like season parking this way and that way and stuff like that. I can't zoom in because the video's on, but they have signage like that, 2 or 3 different signs, but nothing that said private property or no trespassing or whatever. It's just more signs directing you to the RV park or the Desert Oasis, which is a pool and like a RV park up that way. They have various gray signs like that, which I thought that meant that this is all private property, so I went and made sure to look this up, and at least to this point anyway, here is a county maintained road. And what I'm parked on here is the actual turnaround and utility box for power, but it's a turnaround for the county equipment to go back, because this is as far as the county actually maintains it, which is about 3 miles that way is to the highway, the main highway. So I learned all of this in the meantime, because I thought that was a security guy coming by every hour, thinking I'm going to end up with an interaction with that guy, because the security in Phoenix and wherever usually do that. They flash the lights for a while, every hour for a couple hours, and then they call the cops or whatever. This went on for like 4 hours last night. The guy finally called Pinell County Sheriff's deputy. He come out here. But this was when the deputy showed up and pulled up next to me is when the guy on this ATV side by side actually came up to my window and then tried to just go about telling the cop that it's private property, that he lives 2 miles that way or so, and that his wife had saw me parked here at the intersection when she came home, and they make the turn right there, either the main road or the off-road. She went off maintained road, saw me parked here, which is unusual, and then started nagging at him to get me to leave. And that's why he was pretending to be like security or whatever. He's telling the cop all this, and I'm telling the cop my side of the story, that this thing is county maintained up until here. When if it's a public road to here and a public easement, that means I have 72 hours to be here, and anybody else does, and nobody can tell anybody else what they can and cannot do for 72 hours. And I don't care how comfortable or uncomfortable his wife is, she's just going to have to deal with it. When did this generation, it was the generation after me, quit getting spanked as they're growing up and just started getting their way with everything, apparently, because she grew up, especially that woman, whoever that is, grew up entitled, into thinking that just because I live, I'm 2 miles down the road, camped out in my truck, I somehow affect her life. Now, I could see if I was 10 feet away from her house, parked right in front of her house in the driveway or whatever, I could definitely see that being a problem. But 2 miles over the hill, and I'm not out here setting a fire, I'm not out here trying to destroy the fence, I'm not out here doing funny looking things. I was just sitting in my truck on the phone for a while and then was going to sleep. That's it. But people, oh my God, it's unusual, we can't have that unusual looking truck that's never there before parked there because we're so entitled that it's 2 miles away, but somehow it's affecting our life. Yeah. I'm good, man. And that's what they say. Maybe it's an old people retirement community, I don't know. But yeah, so people can't mind their own business. It was nice of that guy to ask, but people can't mind their own business. Anyhow, that's the video for this morning. I survived the night. Like and subscribe, leave comments. I'll catch you in a flip. Peace.